New background, who this? That sounded funnier in my head. The show must go on. So if you've watched one of my YouTube videos before, then you will know that this is not my normal background. And that is because about 2-ish weeks ago, we moved from Prague to Berlin. Prague, I think, is the first city that I've actually ever fallen in love with. We moved there in September 2020, and in September 2021, we officially left. It feels like an illicit, torrid, brief love affair that we had. So I'm super sad to make this video, but I am excited to show you guys our process of moving from Prague to Berlin and all the chaos that happened along the way. Hey, my name is Dea, freelancer, digital business manager, and most recently, entrepreneur. And as always, you can find sections on the play bar below. If you want to skip to like a certain part of the video, your time is precious, so take whatever you need. And if you want to watch this on 2x, I will not be offended whatsoever. Let's dive into the video. So these are the steps that we took to move from Prague to Berlin. Step 1, as with any big change, I always need a lot of extra time to absorb it properly. So we were a mixture of like excited and sad all at the same time for weeks, basically. We were excited that Max had a new job. He was super excited about that. But we were definitely also really sad because we really love Prague and we'll have to say goodbye to like all of our favorite things that we discovered in the city, like our favorite local cafe, our favorite toast shop. I bet you didn't think toast would be worthy of having a favorite shop of, but this toast was so good. Our beautiful apartment, this one I'm super sad about. It's like, yeah, really sad to say goodbye to such a beautiful apartment. Our favorite local plant-based restaurant, the river. So we took some time to actually like adjust to the fact that this change was going to happen. I feel like sometimes you don't really take the time, it just happens, and then later you're like, wait, what just happened? So we really took the time to adjust. And then we began apartment hunting. That came step 2 because we were moving to Berlin really soon and it was relatively last minute to begin finding an apartment. This is kind of like a spoiler alert. Like, yeah, we found an apartment, but it was really stressful. Like our broad apartment criteria were good neighborhood that had cafes and restaurants close by. So I asked a few friends. They recommended a few places like Prenzlauer Berg, Neukölln, Kreuzberg. So those were the neighborhoods we were looking at. We were looking for at least a 1-bedroom, so not a studio apartment, ideally furnished, with a dishwasher, a laundry machine, very important, good Wi-Fi, and we were looking to sign a 6 to 12 month lease. So first we searched on a bunch of local rental sites like Immobilien Scout, Emo Scout. We applied to probably over 100 apartments. So the Berlin apartment market is a bit of a rough one. I don't know if it was just rough for us, but it was rough. We were getting really stressed because the time was coming up soon and we had no apartment and no lease signed. Then my little hack that has seemed to work quite well for us in the past as well is just going on Airbnb and manually messaging hosts, asking them if they would be open to potentially doing a longer term rental. And a lot are, which is great. So I pulled up a handful of Airbnb places in Berlin. I messaged them all, and it's actually how we found this place, our place in Berlin. And we signed a 6-month lease, which was super, super exciting to put that out of our head. Step 3, we had to sort transportation, so we bought train tickets. This one was pretty easy. Step 4, it was time to book a moving company. This is something we've never done before. We normally just pack like all of our stuff into suitcases and do that, but this time, like in Prague, we had bought 2 large tables. That's one as an example. We bought 2 desktop computers, like down there, you can see it. Weights, those are Max's. Large carpets. we thought we were gonna stay in Prague long term, so we bought a bunch of stuff. We could either sell them all or pay to move them, and we decided let's just pay to move it. Now again, we've never done this before, paying for movers, so I headed to Google and I did what I always did. I just typed in like Prague to Berlin moving company. And what you apparently have to do is estimate all the stuff that you're bringing, like check if you have elevators, decide if you need help like disassembling, reassembling with packing, if you need packing materials. And they told me to estimate like the volume of all of our stuff. And I was like, what? You know, like, I don't know. And in my head, I was like playing Tetris. I was like, maybe like this big, but anyway, it was confusing. It was very confusing. But I found 5 companies. I sent them like all messages to compare quotes. I read all their ratings on Google and I found the one that seemed the best. This is like a major spoiler. All of our stuff made it. I booked them in for our moving day and they came and moved all of our stuff, which was so cool. Like obviously I had to organize everything for them, but they moved all of our stuff. Step 5 was to be sad in an empty apartment. This is of course a super important step to like actually get closure. Prague is a place where Max and I got engaged. Like actually in the apartment is where we got engaged, and we truly loved Prague so much. City is stunning, beautiful. I would rate it like an 11 out of 10. And I know Berlin is amazing, but Prague really held like a place in my heart. And then step 6, it was time to go. So we did the final packing of our own stuff. I'm kind of glossing over a lot of chaotic stuff that happened in between. Like we had 2 small health crises, then Max hurt his back the week we were moving. We had to like push everything back, delay everything because he literally could not walk properly. And so I had to like organize everything there. But we're just gonna gloss over that. But yeah, we did the final packing of all of our own stuff. So our suitcases and everything. We had to do the handover our Prague apartment. They had to check everything, give up our keys. We then took the train to Berlin, which was, yeah, it's exciting stuff. We had to try to find our new apartment, like walking around, getting the tram and everything. And then we finally settled down here. And step 7 is of course to adjust mentally again. You really have to give it, or I have to, I guess I'm projecting. I need to give myself a lot of time to adjust mentally and accept it. So we took some time to relax and just be like, we did it, we made it, especially through all the chaos. Like we just couldn't believe we actually both made it. And we are absolutely just going to ignore the bureaucratic steps we have to take in between, like registering ourselves, health insurance, all of that stuff. Be a healthy amount of stress about being in a new place, but seeing it as an excitement anyway. And yeah, here's to a new adventure here in Berlin. I hope that was interesting with some of the clips, just walking through how it all kind of happened. So yeah, so that is it. That is how we made it here to Berlin, a step-by-step guide. Maybe I'll refer to that in the next time we move. But I hope that was interesting for you to kind of come along on some parts of the journey. And we're really excited to get settled here in Berlin. That's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.